Start recording. So today we're going to do some live coding. I'm going to be working on a new project called Dropbox Photo Viewer. And basically we're going to start out by creating a monorepo with NodeJS, TypeScript, Jest, and Lerna. I wonder why that last one got cut off. Oh, looks like I can't. Anyways, we'll fix that later. So let's get started. I have a GitHub repo, which I cloned. Now, I actually did a first version of this webcast where I set everything up, but unfortunately it didn't record sound. So we're going to have a very abridged version now that I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to reset to the beginning. So before we, well, that's interesting. There we go. Okay. So we just reset the repository to the very beginning. And I'm going to create a file called, or I'm going to create a branch called Getting Started. Getting Started. Oh, I already have the branch. Getting Started MonoRepo. All right, so I've got my new branch. And now we're going to start developing. So what I want to do is create a monorepo. And it actually has a lot of steps, but luckily I am building this tool called InfraGen, and in it I describe exactly how to create, well, just about anything. So here I have a monorepo generator, and for now I just wrote down the instructions. The idea is it calls other generators and basically passes information in between the generators. So I actually wrote the first generator, which is create a GitHub project generator. And the first step is it should create it should ask for the remote of the GitHub project, and it should clone the project, which we already did. Then it should add a README file. So let's add a README file, readme.md, done. Then it should push it to origin master. So we're actually not going to do that because we want to create some more stuff, but that's what the generator does. So that's it for the great GitHub project generator. Then we're going to install Lerna. I already have it installed. We're going to run Lerna init. So just initialize Lerna. And then we're going to, let me actually reorder this. I'm going to add the npm client yarn for Lerna inside the lerna.json because by default it uses npm, and I prefer yarn. So here we go. We have our npm client yarn. And then we want to think of our package structure. I don't know what the package structure is yet. So yeah, we'll see. So next we run the node module generator because a node monorepo is also a node module. So it should ask for the name of the package or take it from create GitHub project. So we never actually did this. But we're going to call it Dropbox Photo Viewer. And then we create a directory with that name, or use the current directory. We're using the current directory for create GitHub project. It should create a package.json with that name that we passed it. So going to take out a few things, and I think I want the GPL by default. So on comment, copy, comment back in, and we're going to have a package.json. Looks like we already have one. Dev dependency, done. Okay. So next, it should run the add TypeScript generator. So we have the add TypeScript generator right here. And what it does is first adds TypeScript. Then it adds TS node, which is how we run TypeScript, and the node type. So looks like forgot to add the name. So it's called Dropbox photo viewer. Done. So going back, we need to add TypeScript. Oops. We need to add TS node and the TypeScript typings for node. And then we're going to add scripts. So I forgot to put some quotes here. We're going to add a start script. So right under here, scripts. And I actually don't think we even need yarn because it's run by yarn. So ts node dot. Okay, count that back in. No, we'll fix the formatting later. And a ts config file. What is it? Well, ts config.json, paste, and a ts lint. Oops, copy, ts lint, .yaml, paste, and comment back in. So there we go. We added TypeScript. Next, we want to add jest. So add jest generator. We run this command. Then we add the test and watch scripts. So we just need these 2 lines. Oops. Back in. Then we create a jest.config.json file. And actually, this doesn't need the. Okay. Jest.config.json. Come back in. Oops. Run yarn add ts jest and jest typings. And we add a transform into the jest config file for TypeScript. Sorry, that's going to be in the jest config file. And let's see. If we're in the MonoRepo root, then we want to add some watch plugins. And that's so that we can watch multiple Lerna packages. Okay. And finally, we test everything out by creating a test directory. So tests, index, describe Dropbox photo viewer, And now we just add our first command. So hit.todo marks it as a to-do item. So I want to be able to list all the photos in my Dropbox account. And that's our MVP. That's the minimal thing that we have to do in order to, well, have something immediately usable. Because I really hate Dropbox's interface, and I want to create like a Google Photos-like interface. So to see if our tests and TypeScript work, yarn test. Wonderful, it passes. So added MonoRepo with jest and TypeScript. And commit it. And let's make a PR. And I actually already created a PR for this. So I think I'm going to just use my old version. I did have some, or maybe I will use my new version. So let's resolve some conflicts, but anyways, you don't need to see this. So yeah, that's about it. I'm going to stop the webcast now, and we'll continue later with the next steps.